Hey you guys, this is Jules. I just want to share a project that I learned to make today. I went to Etsy actually to look for some crocheted flowers to purchase, and I actually didn't do that. I was thinking I already know how to crochet a little bit, but I don't know how to make flowers or butterflies or anything else. And I searched on YouTube for a tutorial on how to make them, and I found one. Actually, Etsy has like guest artists that come and share their art and their craft, and basically it's just tutorials that Etsy puts out for a lot of the artists there. So I found a lady that did a tutorial on how to make the 5 petal crocheted flowers, and I didn't want to. I was thinking I want to crochet them, and I like the look, but I don't want them to be like the big fluffy kind of yarn that they use. And I know that there's different widths or diameters or thicknesses, I guess, in with yarn and whatever else. And I was like, I want something that will look vintagey kind of, or rustic. So I was just staring around in my room like, what can I use? And I grabbed my Jute Twine. This is a pack that I get at Michael's, and I normally use the coupon with it because it's kind of expensive. I think it's like $4 or $5 for it, and it's kind of a lot. It's 50 yards, which is great, but you can actually find these really cheap at the dollar store or your 99-cent store or your Dollar Tree store. So I would just suggest that you guys, if you want to make some like this, don't buy them at like Michael's and stuff, just because it is way too expensive, and it's just jute rope. So I grabbed mine and I followed this lady's tutorial, and I have the link to her video that I actually learned from down below. So if you guys are interested to take a peek and see if you want to try it, I mean, they really are easy, you guys. I'm not really a big crochet person, but I only know like one stitch, and from then I made blankets for my babies and my pups. And I mean, it takes a while, but this actually took me like an hour to, actually I was just making them and making them and making them, and I made a few. Here's another one that I used like some fiber for the antennas for a butterfly, and I actually glimmer misted one. I'll show you that in a second, but I just wanted to share what I did make. So I learned how to make the 5 petal, and I made a 4 petal basically the exact same way, except that I didn't continue to make the 5th. So that's how this one came about, and they are glimmer mistable. And once you do glimmer misted or stain it somehow with whatever, you can use your like, I don't know, anything that you can think of that would be able to stain it. Once you heat set it, it stays in kind of its position. And let me show you with the one that I did. I used Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist in the scarlet color, and it's nice and red. It's very deep red, almost like a red wine. It's gorgeous. But I mean, this one was actually really, really curly. And so I sprayed it down and got it really nice and saturated. And as I was applying heat to it, I would like take the heat away, and I would kind of like flatten out my petals and get them more formed. And it actually took it, like the heat set it where it was nice and flat, and it wasn't all like trying to curl up in the edges. You see how it's like curling up? This one's not really curling up like that. See how nice and flat that is? So once you heat set it, it really just stay in place. Now the lady in the tutorial was using buttons and stitching it down onto the flowers, but I didn't want to do that because I kind of just like them plain like that. But I was thinking, you know, if you do have any of the little like little premium rosettes, you can actually make your own. I have a tutorial on how to make your own if you want to, if you don't have them. But they really look, I mean, they really look really cute with just something like that. You can use pearls, you can use anything else that you want. So I made the 5 petal, made the 4 petal, and I did, this to me looks like a heart, and I'm going to claim it as a heart. What I did is I started the actual petal from the flower, and I just kept going and going and going and going and going. I didn't close off the petal to make another petal. I just continued the one petal and made it, like just let it keep going. And then I just anchored it down to the very first chain loop that it was first started on. And then I just tied it off on the back there. and I just kind of mess with it a little bit, and it's actually staying pretty nice and flat. This part wants to come up a little bit, but I don't know, I like it. I mean, and you can hot glue these down. I would hot glue them down because I think it would stay down a lot better, being jute. And then I made a butterfly, which is just the 4-petal, but I was trying to look for like the 2 big leaves, and it looks like these are 2 of the big ones, but it could work here too if you just kind of stretch it out a little bit. And then use some twine or whatever. And all I did, because I did the fiber, like this one with the fiber, but I don't really like how it looks really. I don't know, that's just me. So I went ahead with using jute twine for it too. And you can kind of see maybe how I did it there, but I'm just going to show you just for fun. So what you want to do is kind of guess which ones you want to use for whatever wings, the bottom ones here. I'll just use this side here. So you just kind of lay it back there and you wrap it around twice, or how many ever times you want, and then 2 knots. Oops. Basically that's it, and then you just cut off the antenna down, the antennas down a little bit like that. Actually, they look like they're too long, so I'm just going to cut them down like that. And I didn't make it too tight because I don't really want it on this one. I'm showing you guys how I did it. So there is the butterfly with the little antennas. So I'm going to take it off because I don't really want it on there. But that's how I did it. And so yeah, if you guys are a little intimidated and kind of want to try it, I really do suggest that you do, because it's really not that hard. You do have to, when you start the video, you want to make sure that you get completely ready, like have all your stuff there, and pause in between each step, and then go through it a few times as she's talking. You know, kind of go ahead and start with the chain linking and whatever else. And she does explain really well. So I had a lot of fun making them, and I just wanted to share them with you that you guys can use jute rope too. I actually tried it on, I tied up 3 strips of, like thin strips of my muslin that I tea-dye, and I used that too. And I used she recommends with, and I guess it just depends on the thickness of the yarn, but this one's like a 4mm thick. This one here is like 3 1/4. And you can kind of see the head is a little bit smaller, and there's thicker ones too. So it just depends on what fits better. I did use this 4mm for the fabric, but I think I would need a bigger one because the fabric still has some width to it, and it's kind of hard to grab. See, it's like thick like this. So I mean, I was trying to go and twist it as I went to kind of close it so it's not so wide, so that when you're making your links it would, you know, hold on better. So yeah, just depends. You have to, and they're not very expensive. This one's plastic actually, and I think they were like $1.50 for each of them. So yeah, I just wanted to see how they would look, and I kind of like that too. I don't like this one. I don't know what happened here, but I think I would definitely try it again a couple times, and I think I would use them. So yeah, anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys, and yeah, get some jute twine and crochet. It really is fun. It's really cool to do. If you're really tired, you can lay in bed or sit in front of the couch and just go over it, but you know, you'd have to learn the stitches first. So alright, you guys, that's all I wanted to share. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Jules signing out of the Jewel Box. Bye, guys.